I want to turn this state around. I want to revamp our education system from K through 12 to K through 10 with no federal money and no new taxes. I want to repair our broken family court system so that when you lie in court, it is a crime. I want to support new industries like blockchain and open source and hemp and cannabis to support our struggling farmers. You might say these ideas are radical. No, they're bold. We need new, bold ideas to save this state. And this new message is approved by Larry Sharp.
Yes, that was absolutely from 2018, and that commercial is still good. Yes, it is. I cared then, I care now, and I'm back in action. Here I am. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening at 6 p.m. A little bit earlier than usual, I know, but it's important. Why in the world would I be sitting here yet again, yapping as I seem to do all the time, at you and at people and trying to get you to do what I always get you to do, which is like, share, and comment. I say it all the time. Why? Because how are we going to get around? How are we going to get around the media blackout that we get? How do we get around the shadow banning that we get on social media? It's through you guys liking, commenting, and sharing, and letting everyone know what I'm doing. That's what it's about. I've been hearing recently, as some of you know, I've been calling around to everybody that's supported me in the past. A lot of phone calls, literally hours and hours every week. And people are sometimes surprised that I actually called them. And I guess I shouldn't be shocked at that, but I'm kind of surprised that they're surprised, right? In my view, and obviously I'm in my own head, right? In my view, how in the world can I have a grassroots campaign, which is what I'm sitting here telling you that I have, which is how I'm acting, if I don't talk to the grassroots? How am I going to get this campaign off the ground if individuals on the ground don't get it off the ground, right? You have to want to do it. And if I just go, I'm super cool guy, you go, nice, super cool guy, and you walk away. But if I connect with you, you go, oh, that guy actually cares about me. Larry's actually talking to me and actually cares about what I'm talking about and what I care about. Then maybe I'll support this guy, tell my friends, tell my family, and do the things that I need you to do to make this an actual grassroots campaign. So yeah, I'm calling lots of people who think I shouldn't be calling them. But how am I going to grow this, right? You hear me all the time say this, and I've got to keep doing it. I've been doing it for 5 years now. If I don't walk the walk and I only talk the talk, you're not going to believe me. You're not going to trust me. So I have to both talk the talk, that's important, and I have to walk the walk. Is this grassroots? I think it is. I'm talking to you guys all the time. I take your comments live. You can go see me and talk to me if you want to. You see me cross the state and sometimes the country. I'm going to be in the Bronx tonight at 8 o'clock. Anybody wants to come to the Bronx? Happy to see you there. I'll be in Suffolk County tomorrow on Long Island. I'll be in Western New York this entire weekend for 4 days straight. Wyoming County, Erie County, Allegheny County. I'm going to be all over the place there, right? So if you want to come see me there, come see me there. I'm happy to see you, and you can tell me what you think and what you feel. People are shocked when they say, Larry, how do you know? How do you speak to what I care about? It's crazy. I listen. I know, nuts, right? I just listen. And when people say, hey, this is bothering me, I begin to think and say, how could I fix that? How could I make that better? How could I make that better without using force? I'm not joking. That's people who know me. No, I literally think that way. If you've watched me on the radio show I do on Tuesdays, if you watch me do this show, often people come up with issues and concepts, and I go, all right, how do we fix that without Big Brother stepping on your neck? Right? That's it. I think we can do this. My real, sincere hope in this is that more and more people will start thinking that way. And then that is what government can become. Let's move government from, oh, there's a problem, hit it with a stick, versus, oh, there's a problem. How do I create a better environment so that my citizens can do better on their own? Let's go there. How about that? Let's just get to there. I know some of you want to get rid of it completely. I'm with you. But baby steps. Can we just get it not a boot on our neck? Can we do that first and then see what the next steps are? Can we change the culture to be, it's not about me forcing you to do what I want, but it's about me creating a better environment so we all can do what we want to be happy and to achieve something better. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to achieve. And I hope it's obvious. I really do hope it's obvious. So let me walk down some comments real fast. Patricia says, Oswego County in the house. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was good seeing you, by the way. Other than, I'm glad it was nice seeing you. Yes. John says, sooner or later, I will get a Larry Shop hoodie. Never got one in 2018. Well, you know what? We have a way of you getting that, John. It's almost like you read my mind. There is a very special hoodie that we're actually giving away this evening because this is a talk, of course, as it always is. And it's also a fundraiser. They might say, well, Larry, you looking for money again? Yes. If you remember the last literally 3-4 years, I haven't asked for that much money. Here or there, support the Sharp Way, that kind of stuff here or there. Usually I'm asking money for somebody else, not for me. Now I'm asking for me. Now you might say, Larry, wait a minute. You're asking a big number. I am. I'm asking for us in the next 7 days for us to raise $20,000. Why would I want us to do a $20,000 money bomb? Why that number? For those of you who don't know, and I'm transparent on everything I do. You know that. You just ask me and I will tell you. The maximum that I can get from any individual person in a New York State gubernatorial race is $44,000. That's the maximum. So I often ask some big donors for big dollars. I ask them for $15,000, $20,000, and sometimes they say yes. Now, if you're a donor who can drop $15,000 or $20,000 on a candidate like me, please do it, by the way, if you can. But if you are one, you might say to yourself, well, why would I want to give Larry Sharp $20,000? Because he's super handsome? I mean, I am super handsome. That's true, but that's not a good enough reason. The reason is because you think that I can actually make some impact. So a lot of people do that believe, you know what, Larry, I like you. And I'd like to give you $20,000, but I want to make sure you can make impact. So you know what? Show me that others care about you. And then you can raise $20,000 and I'll match it. That's why you often have matching funds. Some of you who've done this before know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you who may not be in this world may not know. That's why you have matches, because people who want to write big checks say, I don't want to be a knucklehead and write a big check and no one else cares about you and have to buy money in the garbage. They want to say, I'm going to write a check, but I got to know other people are behind you. So I have a donor who will write me a check for $20,000 if I match $20,000 from smaller donors. That's why I'm asking you for $20,000. I didn't randomly make that number up in my head, right? That's the number that they write a check for. That's what I'm trying to match so that we can get the big other check. That's the goal. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. That's why I'm pushing the 20K number. It's not just random. I mean, it is a nice number, but it's not random. That's why I'm doing it. So the numbers that I pick are numbers often when someone else is going to back. Remember, when I first started, it was a $2,000 match, right? Then it was a $2,500 match. Now it's a $20,000 match. I hope it'll be a $40,000 match one day. We'll try to keep making that happen. That's why I have that number. You might say, Larry, what are you going to do with $40,000? I will tell you, and you will see in my report. I'm going to buy a poll. I'm not joking. A poll's going to come out with my name in it. You're going to see polls and go, oh my God, Larry's in polling. Yes. The press has to cover it. Now people are covering. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do with it. And again, this is public, transparent. You will see it. That's what I'm trying to achieve. That's why I do what I'm doing. It's not just random. It's for that. That's the entire goal. So I hope that makes sense in why I'm doing it. All right. Why did I say that? Because there's an attempt to get people to go to this link right here. You can see it. It's linked right here. To do it, if you give $100 at this link, my team is going to go through and pick somebody at random. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to do it. So you pick someone at random to win a cool hoodie. What type of hoodie are you going to win? I will show you. It is Will You Bleed With Me hoodie. This is a special hoodie that is just for the person who is going to win now. And underneath that, it's going to be like a Larry Sharpe or Larry Sharpe Company. I don't know what's going to be there yet, but that's going to be there. And if you think that's cool, which that is cool, also on the other side is that Larry Sharpe for governor. There's an advantage of only running for governor. You can keep the shirts. See, I kept my hoodie. I've only run for governor. See that? Easy day. See, I'm thinking, I'm smart. Future for you. You can actually win this if you're able to donate $100 to that specific link right there that is in the description. Please click to that link. Give what you can. Let's get to our big number in the next 7 days so we can get the other big check we need to buy a poll. Polling shows I'm real. You get this cool piece. And as I mentioned, also here is the front. Now, some of you might say, will you bleed with me? That seems kind of weird. It does. But I say it all the time. When I run for office, and I did it last time, 1.5 years, I didn't take a salary. I just bled for 1.5 years. That's what I did. When the campaign was over, I was 6 figures in debt. My wife was not happy. Luckily, I'm a consultant and I was able to put some money together and start to pay off my bills and get back on my feet. That's what I had to do. You might say, Larry, why didn't you run again in 2020? Because I was broke. That would be the reason. Because I was bleeding. And for those who don't know, 2 weeks ago was my last day at work. I don't do this anymore. So literally, I'm going to go 1 year without working. I'm going to bleed again. I'm going to bleed for 1 year. I got it. I'm not mad. Don't feel sorry for me. I knew what I was getting myself into. I signed up for this. So I'm not asking for pity or none of that. I knew what I was doing and I made a decision. I took my agency, in informed consent. I knew what I was doing. What I'm asking is not for your sympathy. I'm asking you to bleed with me. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking you to bleed with me. I am prepared to bleed for this movement. I'm prepared to bleed for this state. I'm prepared to bleed for change. I'm ready. I'm doing it. Did it before? You saw me. You watched me do it. I'll do it again. I'm asking you to bleed with me. You know, I never point my finger at you until I pointed at me first. And I pointed at me. Now I'm pointing at you. Now I'm pointing at you. I'm asking you, if you will you bleed with me? $100. You might get this cool shirt, this cool hoodie. And now we can all bleed together. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but we'll bleed together. I appreciate it. Right here, please do that. And of course, like, comment, and share. It does matter. For those of you who make tons of money in Bitcoin, you know what? I'll take Bitcoin too. Head over to this one right here, crypto-donation, LarrySharpe.com/crypto-donation. You can click on that one. You can give Bitcoin. Look, I'm not asking for a lot. Half a Bitcoin. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not being greedy. I'm asking for half a Bitcoin. Half. That's not even a whole Bitcoin. No big deal. I hope you actually have enough where you can actually do that. That'd be awesome. Those of you who have that much Bitcoin, that would be great. So please, if you would, let me grab some more comments if I could. If I can real fast. Thank you for this. So yes, John, you can get a hoodie. Yes. All right. Let's see if I can do this here. Mr. Rogers, Geese Rogers says, how is it that companies are still Title I but pulling stuff like the shadow banning? I don't know. It is a problem. I agree completely. Yes, it's terrible. Avi says, Larry, I never thought I'd say this, but Hochul the yokel is worse and stupider than Cuomo. You are the last hope for New York State not to become Venezuela. Semper Fi. I appreciate that. I do. I don't think Hochul's worse yet. She's on her way, right? But I mean, look, Cuomo had like 10 years to destroy this country. Well, the country too, but this state. She hasn't had enough time yet. Eventually, I'm sure she's going to go out of her way to be as bad as him, but he's still a worse person, right? He was really a bad person. She's bad too. I'm not sure, Avi, I'm going to agree with you on she's as bad as him yet. Give her time. I think she can. But yeah, it's as if they've learned nothing. And that's the other point I want to bring up. It's as if they've learned nothing. To be clear, all my policies have been on my website for 4 years. They could have taken any of them. They could have added any of them. They could have begun to make change in any way, shape, or form. They literally could have called me up and said, Larry, can you help us? I would have said yes. Nothing. So yeah. Amanda says, do you have any non-New York swag Texas supporter here? Well, I mean, yes, you can get a Sharpway shirt at Zazzle. You can, absolutely. So, and to be clear, that hoodie doesn't say Larry Sharp for governor of New York. It just says for governor. In theory, it could be of Texas. I mean, in theory. But yes, you could. I appreciate it. Yes. Maybe we will make up some more stuff that's a bit more neutral, non-New York. That's a good thing. Team, if you're watching, let's consider that. It's a great point, Amanda. Thank you. Yes. Patricia says, since Wisconsin is quiet, we need some wholesome entertainment this evening. It is. It's true. Aren't they still deliberating? Isn't that right? Yes, absolutely. Kathy says, I'm in Texas too, but not ashamed to wear something from NYC. Thank you. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Kathy says, not only do you listen, you provide actual answers or ideas and enable more than one solution. This is true, Kathy. Thank you so much for saying that and for getting that. That's what it should be, right? I shouldn't be afraid to answer a question. I shouldn't be afraid to give you an idea, right? I don't mind at all if any executive, governor, mayor, president has an opinion. The question is your opinion supposed to be law? Right? I can say, I think you shouldn't do something. Should it be law? No. I think you shouldn't smoke. That is my opinion. I think you shouldn't. Does that mean it should be law? Of course not. It's your body. If you want to smoke, please smoke. It's up to you. If you care about my opinion, I'm saying, no, I think you shouldn't. That's my opinion. And I can say that as a governor or as a mayor or as a president or whatever. I can say my opinion. That's fine. That's good, right? But that's it. I think Batman is, without question, the best DC character ever made. That's my opinion. You can agree or not. Does it mean now there has to be a law? You can only watch Batman? Well, there probably should be a law. But no, it doesn't mean there has to be a law. You can only watch Batman when it comes to DC. However, I get to have an opinion. So I try to listen, give my opinion, and then provide policy, which isn't based upon my opinion. Policy is based on your freedom and your rights and the right environment for actual fairness and people to achieve happiness in the best of their ability. So policy isn't my opinion. My opinion is Batman's the best character DC's ever created. My policy is read whatever comics you want. It's my policy. Read whatever comics you want. Or watch TV shows or cartoons or movies or whatever you think appropriate. And you can even say bad stuff about Batman if you want to. You're wrong if you do, but, you could say it, is all I'm saying. And that may sound funny, and I'm joking a bit. But wouldn't we have a better environment? Wouldn't we have a better nation? Wouldn't we have a better country, communities, if people could speak like that? And I could tell you that I have an opinion that doesn't force itself upon you. Then you wouldn't be so mad about my opinion, would you? You're like, yeah, the Larry Sharp guy is crazy, but he could be crazy. It's fine. He's not bugging me. He's going to go watch Batman or something. It's fine. And that's what I think you have to start thinking about. So yes. Todd says, I need to know who's going to be your running mate. To be forward, I don't know. I haven't asked anybody yet. No one is off the table. I haven't asked anybody yet. And there are many reasons why I haven't asked. One, I haven't officially announced yet because we're raising money still. So yes. And the next thing is how we run this thing is going to be dependent also on how we raise money and where we go. And when I asked Andrew Hollister last time to do it, I literally used this statement to him. I called him on the phone and I said, will you bleed with me? That's what I said to him. And he tells his story. If you ever watch Andrew, if you ask him, about me asking him, he'll tell the story to you. You can just ask him. He'll tell you. He'll say, yeah, because that's what I said. Will you bleed with me, man? We're going to bleed together. And I'm going to ask somebody to bleed with me. And it might be Andrew if he wants to. Andrew has not told me he wants to or not. I'm not against. I love Andrew. Absolute on the table if he's open to it. I don't know if he is. Totally. He has not asked me or brought it up at all. So I don't know if he is. He might be tired of this because it was bleeding and he had to bleed too. So he may be like, you know what? I don't want to bleed with you this time, Larry. Last time was enough. But yes, whoever I ask is going to have to bleed with me. And that's not going to be an easy thing to do. So I've got to find the right person with what's going to happen. Then I have to be able to tell them what I expect of them. And then they have to be like, you know what? I'm in or I'm out. It's running with me is not an easy thing. It just isn't. And not everybody wants it. So I don't know yet, to be forward with you. So those are all the things I have to worry about. So yes. All right. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see here. Janice wants a hoodie and a yard sign. Soon. We'll be working on all those things soon. You got to give me a little bit more time to put together some more ideas, finish putting my team together, all those things together. Absolutely. Pete Class, bleed out. Don't bleed out. Pete's wrong. Don't listen to Pete. Do not bleed out. I love you, Pete. No bleeding out. Just bleed. Don't bleed out. That's not a good idea. I do not want you to bleed out. Please don't. Bleed a little bit. Just a little bit. I still want you to pay your bills. I'm a big fan of paying bills. It's a good idea. Please pay your bills. Don't bleed out. But if you can give. Yes, I'm saying it. I haven't asked that much in the last 4 years. I haven't. Now I am. If you can give. I'm bleeding now. Please bleed with me. I'm not asking you to bleed as much as I am. I'm not asking that of you. I'm not. I volunteered for this. I'm going to bleed a lot. I'm in. I got it. I'm asking you to bleed a little bit. If you can send in 10, 20, $50, that's awesome. If you can do, and this thing that I love, if you can do a monthly note, $10, $20, $30, $50, whatever you can do. If you're making big money, like Pete is making big money, bleed out money, you can make Pete money and you can do $100 a month, $200 a month. Do it if you can. I hope you're making Pete money. I'm messing with you, Pete, now. See, you said some stuff. Now you're getting teased. If you're making Pete money, you can do $500 a month, maybe 1,000, because Pete's the big man. So he can do $1,000 a month. If you're a big man like Pete, do $1,000 a month because you're that much of a heavy hitter. That's awesome. Not required. $22 a month for 22 is fine. Totally works. Whatever you can do is awesome. I'm asking you to bleed a little bit. That's what I'm asking you to do. Just bleed some. I'm going to bleed a lot. You can bleed some. That's what I'm asking. If you care about this, if you want to change the state, but I'll go even further if I could. I said it last time when I ran, and I meant it there. And I mean it again. When it comes to this nation, and you all see it, we are split more than we've been. Anyone can remember. How are we going to stop it? How do we stop it? There's got to be another way. We are the only way. There's no other way but us. We're the healers. We're the people who have answers. We're the ones who make people think the right way. That's what we have to do. This is the answer right now to make that happen. We have to make that happen, and this is the way. Larry, you're telling me you're going to save the country. I'm not telling you that. I hope I can. I want to. I hope I can. It'd be great if I could. But what I am telling you is, can we set the stage for it to be saved? Yes. Yes. We can literally set the stage for this nation to be saved. Yes, we can. 100%. Because when we make impact in New York, it changes the whole nation. Changes everything. Imagine if I win this thing. The country changes overnight. I'm not joking. Let me be very clear how this actually works. What would happen if I won? The second I win, you're going to find state senators in New York State switch their party. Yep, they're going to stay Democrats and Republicans. They're not, because they know something. And this is how all of them think. They get it. They're savvy people. They're thinking, wait a minute. I can stay a Democrat, Republican, have virtually no power, or I can actually become a libertarian and have some power. Libertarians have power? Yeah. In our state Senate, we have 3 or 4 libertarians. We run the state Senate. Senate runs, and I'm the governor. Now, we still have trouble with the assembly. That's some work we got to work on. But if we actually win this thing, the assembly realizes, oh my God, there's a big push towards libertarianism. You're going to have better Republicans and better Democrats. They don't have a choice now because now they're scared. Wait a minute, we might get beat up by these libertarians. We better be more libertarian so people don't leave us for libertarians. That's a good thing. So we might actually have people who want to work with the Senate and with me to move our agenda forward. Yeah, this could actually work. It's not just crazy. It could actually work. And as New York becomes more libertarian, even if it just slowly tilts, this shifts the entire country. You let people go, wait a minute, libertarians can win? Huh? There's lots of people in this country now, and you know them, I know them, who would be libertarian if they thought they could win, if they thought there was infrastructure to make it happen. We can show them. It can happen, and it will. That sets the stage to change this entire nation. That's what sets the stage. Even if I lose, if I come in second, can you imagine how many microphones will be in my face, me talking about how we almost won, all the things we did, all the policies, we're all about liberty. I will set the stage for 2024 or 2026. Either way, we set the stage for change. That's how important this is. That's why I'm sitting here. That's why I'm ready to bleed. That's the reason why I'm ready to bleed. I'm asking you to do it too. That's why I'm ready to. So yes, let me keep going. Thomas is making an impact. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Yes. All right. Janice says, well, dang, I should have waited to donate. Never wait. You could always donate again. But yes, 100%. Dennis is like, you can use a short link. See, he's got it there. Dennis is helping me out. You can click his link right there if you want to. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Torrance says, it's a cool hoodie. I appreciate it. I'll show it again because some of you might like it. You could win this cool hoodie if you want to. Absolutely. And there it is. Cool hoodie. Larry Shaw for governor. Will you bleed with me? That's what I'm asking. And you could get that cool hoodie. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Thomas says, but Larry, I already donated 100 times. Did you, Thomas? All right. Team, you watching? Put Thomas in. Come on. Put him in. He did $100. Twice. Gotta shove him in. So I'm breaking the rules already for you, Thomas. See, I'm already bad at what I'm doing. I'm already being bad. Exactly. It's funny. Chuck says, Super Bowl. That's funny, right? You know, poll, by the way, one of the people who on my team was putting up this thing, but we have to buy a poll, P-O-L-E. We weren't trying to buy Polish people, right? Who would be a Pole. No. We weren't trying to buy a triple poll. No. What we meant was poll, P-O-L-L, is what we meant was to buy a poll. Yes, P-O-L-L. Not that I'm against triple polls or Polish people. They're wonderful. So you could buy any of them, Chuck. I'm okay. The one I'm going to go for is the poll where I'll get in the newspaper. You know what? I might get into it if I had a triple poll too. If I bought a poll of human being, I would also get in the paper. You're making me think, Chuck. Okay. While if I bought a stripper poll or a human being poll, then I'd be in the paper. It probably will be a bit more negative. So I'm going to go with P-O-L-L poll, Chuck. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm going to go with that one. So yes. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can go here again. All right. Nick says, thank you. I'm trying, brother. I am trying. Absolutely. Yes. Avi, Larry, you're awesome. You do better with your logo and branding. Show should be sharp minds, sharp platoon, the few, the proud libertarians. Just a minute to spice things up. That's all Marine stuff. I got to be a Marine now for you. I could do both. Maybe I should. I'm open to changing. I'm open to it. Absolutely. I'm open to it. So Nate says 30K. I hope we get there, Nate. I'll take the 20, but I hope we get there. That'd be awesome. I love that. Yes. All right. Logic says, nice. Oh, I've been donating for a couple weeks now, but that hoodie sweetened the pot. Oh, I like that. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I put money in, as I said the other day, there's no better way to spend your money, says Sam. This is better than giving money to companies to take away your freedoms to support tyrants. Yes, I don't do that. That's right, Sam. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. All righty. Let's see here. Sharp platoon. I love that. Yes. Mike says, I gave 25. That's all I had. Good luck. We need you in New York. Mike, thank you. $25 is wonderful. Awesome. We can't all have Pete money, right? Only Pete's got that kind of money, right? So that's all I'm saying, right? He's got that money. That's him. The rest of us don't have that kind of money. So thank you. So Logic says 25 bucks. Thank you. You got this. I appreciate that. Yes. Jericho says, New York needs someone like you so badly, Larry. I've been sharing your link all over the place. Thank you. You know what? Some of you will be saying, Larry, I don't have the cash. No worries, right? I get it. Please keep watching. Please keep paying attention. Share this. Tell your friends. Let them know, right? Let them know. It's all good, right? Your liking and sharing and commenting, all of that matters. It all helps. So please, if you have the cash, awesome. If you don't, it still does help tremendously. You can help. I need social media warriors. Please be my social media warrior. It helps tremendously. It's the way I get around it. Absolutely. So Torrin says, Batman is the greatest character ever made. See, we're right. Just saying. You're all right. It's true. Yes. All righty. John says, donate 100. I'm rooting for you, even though I can't watch right now. Thank you, John. And I know I'm teasing when I say, like, comment, and share, and walk away if you don't have time. I'm actually not teasing, right? If you see something in your feed and you don't have time to watch, just click that like and move on. Every little one helps. Absolutely. Pete says, Pete Clark, running mate. You better start writing some checks first, Pete. You and your big dollars. Then maybe we'll talk about it. Let me see. Jericho says, do you plan to do another full shop in 2022? I'll be out of town when you come to Livingston County this weekend. Yes. I know some of you were upset about how I put together the full shop this year. And it was a tough one. It was the COVID lockdowns, how I was running, trying to wrap my business up because I have a lot of clients that I had to basically shut down before I did this. Doing all that was very difficult. So I kind of had to find time to squeeze in. And there were some odd times, and some of you were upset, and I get it. There were some odd times that I had to put in, and I apologize for that. But I wanted to be able to reach every county at least one time. Will I do it in 2022? Probably twice, to be fair with you. I'll probably do full sharps in 2022, because I want to make sure I get to every place again. It does matter. I say it's grassroots. I got to show up, right? I got to show up. If I don't show up, it's just talk. I've got to walk the walk too. So that's it. Yes. So, all right. Let's see here. Michael, how do I raise my $10 a month campaign commitment? I actually don't know. That's a good question. Guy, anybody in my team want to put that up? If you check it out, how you do that? I'm actually unsure how we do that. I don't know how to do that. Bridget says, donate again. Thank you, Bridget. I appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Dustin says, yeah, the government's bleeding out. Yeah, but it seems to just always have more blood, doesn't it? Right? Doesn't seem to always have more blood. Just does. Jimmy says, teammates bleed together. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Thomas says, share, share, share. I'm listening to him. He's right. Nicholas says, this is the way. This is the way. Absolutely. 100%. This is the way. Yes. Jenna says, this is exactly what I said to my son. If a libertarian wins New York, the wave it would have across the country would be huge. I can't tell you how important that would be, particularly in New York, right? Particularly in New York. That happening in New York would change everything. It would change everything. Almost overnight. People wouldn't believe it. Like, how could this happen? New York, how could this happen? It's a chance. We could do it. Absolutely. Len says, I'm in $100 a month. Len, you're the man, Len. I just saw you, man. You came to my event too. Guys, Len, thank you. And I mean that, because not only do you support with money, but you show up. And man, showing up matters. I talk about it, right? I got to show up in every county. You guys show up to see me. That matters. And Len shows up. He shows up. He's there. Why does that matter so much? For those of you who've been to my events or watched them online, when there's a room full of people, or you see a room full of people when you're watching it live, you say to yourself, man, I'm not alone. There are other people who think the way I think. And guys like Len make that happen. You show up, people go, you know what? Yeah, this does matter. You might go, Larry, I don't have that much cash, man. Okay. Can you get with somebody and share a ride to show up at one of my events, sit in a chair, maybe buy a soda and shake your head like I'm saying smart stuff? That's enough. That'll work. Len does that and more. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. So yes, thank you so much. The Bionic Gamer says, are you running a Republican Party? If you win the general, will you switch to Libertarian? I'm not unswitching, right? Some people don't realize this. Some people think that I'm changing to Republican. I am not. I am a Libertarian. And I tell Republicans this. I'm not being disingenuous. I am Libertarian. I'm a registered libertarian. I will run as a libertarian. In New York State, it is possible to run as a libertarian in the Republican primary. That's what I'm trying to achieve. That may not be easy. A lot of establishment Republicans don't want me to do it, but all the Republicans who know this is the only way to create a coalition against the establishment here in the state, they want me to do it because they know there is no other way, right? That's the way to create an actual coalition in this state against the establishment, is to have me, a libertarian, run a Republican primary. Now, some people don't want it. I get it. I think it's a good idea. Why? Because since I am a libertarian, if I run a Republican primary and Republicans realize this is the right answer, they vote for me, I then get listed as a Republican and a libertarian. So I get listed as both. That's how New York State works. Other states don't do this. New York State does. So I'd get multiple lines. I'm literally listed multiple times on it. So I'm never switching. I'm staying libertarian. I would just get endorsed by the Republicans and hopefully others. I'm trying to grab others to make a coalition against the establishment. So I hope that's clearer. So I'm not switching at all. I'm still who I am. And some Republicans won't like that. And that's okay. I'm not going to not be who I am, right? That's disingenuous. And then no one's going to, I say this all the time. I can have you guys mad at me. And many of you have been mad at me for things you didn't like what I said or takes I took on something, but I can't have you not trust me. That's critical. So I would rather not get the Republican nomination than lie about it, because then people won't trust me. They can be mad at me, but at least they'll trust me and they'll know what I'm saying, why I'm saying it, and they'll get it. And they'll go, you know what? He's wrong on this one, but I get why he did it, but he's still wrong. Okay. But if you start going, that guy's shady, I don't trust him, I'm finished. I'm finished. So I hope that was clear. All righty. All right. Let's see here. Sam says you can buy the Liberty pole here in downtown Rochester. There we go. I love that. That's good. So yes. All right. Larry, tell people how they can find where you are this weekend. Yes. Thank you, Valerie. For those of you who care, who want to see me this weekend, LarrySharp.com/events. Check that out. You can go to my Facebook page, check out events. Everywhere I'm going to be this weekend. I think I have 14, if I'm not mistaken. I think 14 events. Is that right? 3, 6. Yeah, 14 events this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Mostly Western New York, and then heading on back. So Western New York, it's a full Western New York push this weekend. 14 stops in 4 days. I know, insane, but I just punish myself. That's what I do. So it has to be done. There's just no way of doing it. I'll be doing that. And then tonight, in about 2 hours, I'll be in the Bronx. And then tomorrow at 7, I'll be in Suffolk County. So I'll be doing 16 stops in the next week or so to keep moving this full sharp down. So yes, thank you for that, Valerie. I appreciate it. Yes. Chuck says, I watch all the time, like all the time. Thank you. Live in Florida. All the best. Yes. Sam says full sharp is better than partial Hochul. This is true. You're right. Yes, absolutely. David says, shared all your lives over all Libertarian Facebook pages. Thank you, my friend. The more, the merrier. I appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. All right. Let's see here. Jen says, $50 from Florida. Yes, thanks for making it easy. I'm trying to. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Peter says, I have no money, but I spread the word. That matters. Please keep doing that. Every time I make a buck, it gets stolen from me by the government. John Locke would not approve. Peter, I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. That's a bad idea. But I'm glad. Thank you. Every little bit counts, and sharing does matter. 100%. It does matter. Yes. Tim says, Larry Sharp gets better and better the bigger the crowd. I'm not kidding. Well, there we go. We need bigger crowds. I'll become powerful. Right? Maybe. I don't know. Yes. I appreciate that. Kathy says, sharing really helps. I agree. Yes. Valerie says, got to run a Republican line. Well, there's some advantages to that, right? You might say, why in the world would I want to run the Republican line? Look, we did well last time. We did. We raised $500,000 last time, which for a libertarian non-presidential candidate is the most that I think has ever been raised. We ran for a year and a half. That's the longest campaign I think it's ever been really actually run with that amount of money. It was one of the strongest campaigns run non-presidential, right? Biggest one. Huge team. We got ballot access. The next year, I covered the state again, and we got about 100 and some odd, 103 victories the year after. And there's still, I think, 8 or 9. So I'm sure someone will correct me. I think there's 8 or 9 libertarians, even though they officially took our party status away. There's still 8 or 9 libertarians who are elected in New York State still to this day, even though they took it away, because they still care. It matters to them. So we still have elected libertarians in New York State. So we made a lot of impact, but we can do better. We did as good as we could have done with the knowledge and skills that we had at the time. That was my first run. I didn't run for anything before. It's my first run. The team was new. We made a lot of mistakes, but they weren't because we were, trying to screw up. We were just ignorant. We didn't know how the system worked, right? So we had to learn. And we know now, and it's a better run, a better change. And now I'm thinking I use the system against them, right? After we won ballot access, they took our line. Now we take theirs. They use the rules against us. We use the rules against them. So yeah, I agree with you. I think we have to try to use all the rules we possibly can to the best of our ability. Yes. So, Michael says, I saw that grip and grin pic of you of Andrew Yang a few days ago. You contesting the forward line? Not contesting. That's not going to be a fight at all. The forward people will say yes or they won't. I'm not going to contest it, but do I want the forward line? I do, right? Valerie just said the Republican line, and I want the forward line. I believe in my heart that our message can move both Democrats and Republicans, and this state is 2.5 to 1 or 3 to 1 Democrat to Republican. If I can't move Democrats, I can't make impact. If I can't move Democrats in this state, I can't win. That's the way it works. That's why Republican cannot win in this state, because the Senate Republican can't move Democrats. So they cannot win. It is impossible for a regular Republican to win in this state. They just can't move Democrats. It's not, they don't know how, they can't do it. They're not good at it. They're bad at it. They've already surrendered. Most of them have. So now if I come in and I get the Republican line, Libertarian line, and Yang's forward line, now I have right-leaning lines, left-leaning lines, neutral lines. We have a shot at actually getting all the Republicans, all the independents, all libertarians, and just 20-25% of unhappy, fed-up Democrats. This is a winnable race. It's a winnable race if we do all those things. Not like last time. It's a winnable race. Imagine, but more importantly, I mean, you bring up a great point, Michael. I'm glad you brought us up, and Valerie. If I get either, not if I don't get both, say things go poorly and I only get either Republican line, I can't get the forward line, or get the forward line, I can't get the Republican line. Either one of them, I get only one. I'm in the debates. Republicans will be in debates, and Yang is popular with money. Get in debates. That's how that works. Debates are about ad revenue. If you're popular, you get in debates. He's popular, and Republicans are mainstream. Either one of those, I'm in debates. Both, I'm guaranteed debates. If I get in debates, this is a winnable race. You all know this. I've been in this game doing this back and forth for 5 years straight. No notes, live, every question thrown at me, debates. You've seen me in debates. I do debates live, no notes. You've seen me in them. They will not know what to do. As I said earlier, if I was their campaign manager, I would not show up. I'd be like, nope, you're not going. Forget it. You're not going. Larry is going to destroy you. Our campaign's over. Forget it. Say you're sick. We'll take whatever damage that they give us for not showing up. We're not showing up. That's what I would do. So getting those two lines gets me in the debates. That's the reason why I want them also. It's another. Plus, it gets me extra money that I can buy more polling and buy more ads. I've mentioned often about this. Why in the world am I trying to get so much dollars, so much money? I have to buy ads. Why? If you buy ads, then they cover you in the newspapers and radio and TV. If you buy the ads, it's pay to play. So for every metro area, it's at least 10 grand to buy ads in the metro area. There's a lot of metro areas in New York State. So that's a lot of 10 chunks of 10 grand. And New York City is probably 50 grand. So that's why I'm throwing so much. That's why I'm doing things like this, so I can put those out there and begin to build it out to get covered in the press and to get in newspapers, to get in on TV, because people who watch TV and read newspapers, they vote. They vote. Absolutely. So yes. All right. Let's see here. Patricia, for those who haven't been following you since the last campaign, some reruns for a subscription to some of your best speech debates would be awesome. Yeah, I think I will try doing that. It's a good point, right? It's a good point. I have been in many debates. So yes, probably a good idea. Yes. All right. Let's see. Russell Brand asked who we would like him to interview. I said you and Spike. Shelly, you're the best. Thank you, Shelly. That'd be awesome. I appreciate that. Jim says, I sent 1K. Can I get some bling? Yes. Yes. So, all right, Pete, Mr. Moneybags. Jim sent $1,000. Come on, Moneybags. I'm teasing you, Pete. You know I am. I love you, Pete. You're the man. By the way, Pete also shows up. Something also good. Pete shows up. Pete donates. And Pete watches the show. And Pete comments online. Pete, you're amazing. You know I'm teasing you. I love you to death. You're so good on how you support us. If we win this thing, guys like you are going to be a key part of a victory. So thank you for what you do. I'm teasing you. Obviously, you're the best. You know I adore you. Thank you so much. And Jim, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's awesome that you do that. Yes. So, all righty. Where is Manuel? He's in Jersey. I know. He's in Jersey. We miss him. We miss him. Maybe he'll show up in the Bronx tonight. Maybe he will. Maybe we'll do that. Yes. Shell says, Matt says, I'm torn about running Republican. There are left libertarians and civil libertarian liberals, but it might also get more votes. Well, that's also why I do. You're right. It's a valid point, and it was one of the reasons why I wasn't sure if I should do it. It does turn some people off. That's true. So I'm hoping if I can also get a more left-leaning line, which is a forward line, that hopefully I can make up for that, right? That will kind of balance the force, if that makes any sense. You're right. It is a challenge. So I'm hoping that would kind of balance it out if at all possible. Yes. So, all right. Shelly says, whose channel would you like us to go ask them interview? All of the channels, please. All of the channels. That would be awesome. Yes. Dan says, this is just speculation on my part, but it seems like the best shot for libertarians to break through is in a blue state, where Republicans don't have a chance. In red states, I think Rand Paul and those like him have influenced how Republicans run. Libertarian candidate doesn't much stand out. I think you're right, Dan. I think you've hit it perfectly. I think there is a good chance in a blue state, and that makes more impact, right? The goal would be in a blue state, the deeper the blue state, like a California or a New York or even New Jersey, Connecticut, is that you're going to have the Republicans who will just take anybody who's not a Democrat, right? They're not a Democrat. He's so tired of Democrats. The Republicans will say, fine, he's not a Republican, but he's not a Democrat, so I'll take him. So they'll just take him. And then there's enough upset or fed up Democrats to cross over. And I'm hoping that. I think New Jersey and Virginia showed us that, Dan. I think you're right. And I think New Jersey and Virginia showed us exactly what you're talking about. I agree. I hope New York is that place. I'm a New Yorker. It's who I am, right? Yes, 100%. All right. Let's see here. Bruce says, I'm a registered Republican and I'm definitely voting for you. Voted third party in presidential election in 2016 and 2020. Would have voted for Tulsi if she had gotten a nomination. Tulsi was very popular. I get it completely. Thank you, Bruce, by the way. I appreciate it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Larry said, I want to Larry Sharp lawn sign. I get it. Thank you. We will get that. We will start working on that. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Guys, please like, comment, and share. I know I say it all the time. Please do it. And I'm asking one more thing also. Give what you can give. Whatever you can. If you can do the $100 or more, if you can, we're going to put you in for a drawing to get this cool shirt, which is a cool hoodie. Will you bleed with me? And on the back, it says Larry Sharp for governor. It's a cool hoodie. We're giving it away because I've been asking you to bleed with me. You don't have to bleed as much as I do. You didn't volunteer for this. I did. So I have to bleed the most. I'm asking you all to bleed some. If you're able to give, please do it For those of you who weren't here, I'm telling you why it's 20K. I can take up to $44,000 from any individual in according to New York State law. That's the maximum. So I asked some people for big chunks of money. I know some large donors who they're wealthy and they can give a big chunk of money. So I asked them for it. Many times when I ask them, they will say things like, well, Larry, I love you and I want to give you money, but, are you really going to do what you say? For those who've been around the Libertarian Party, a lot of people get money and do nothing and they fail and they walk away. I don't walk away. I've been there for 5 years and I'm still going. So I don't walk away. So they know that at least. But then they say, look, are you still popular enough to get people to give you money? And I go, yeah, I still am. I still can raise money. People still love me. I'll still be able to get votes. It'll still happen. I have to convince them, obviously, because they're about to write a big check and they want to make sure that I can make impact. I don't blame them. If you were going to write a check for $20,000, you'd want impact too, right? So they want impact. Okay. And they often will say, all right, you want 20 grand from me, I'll give it to you. But you got to raise 20 grand. From everybody else you raise that 20,000. That proves to me that you're still relevant. People still care about you. They'll still listen to you. All right, I'll give you 20 grand. For those of you who've been in this world before, you knew that already. That's a thing. That's how it works. For those of you who haven't been around that, that's a very common thing. And it's why the number is 20K. If you remember before, the number was 2,500 because someone said 2,500. So we got a match. We got that other check. If we can make 20K, we get another 20K. That's why it's a bomb. It's a bomb for that, to make that money in the next 7 days, or maybe is it 8 days? I forgot how many days it is. Is it next Friday? I forgot when it is. Whenever it is, my team's gonna be mad at me for forgetting. But yes, whenever, I think it's 7 days. In the next 7 days, whenever it is, if we make that money, then we get another check. Larry, what are you gonna do with $40,000? Buy a pole, not a stripper pole, Chuck, and not a human being, Chuck. Neither of those two types of poles. POLL pole. It's a pole where people see who I am, the impact we have in New York State. I will be in a poll, which means I set the precedent of being in the poll, and I'll be in the polls ongoing. That's why we're doing it. That's why I'm bugging you for money. That's why I'm giving you a shirt. That's why I'm doing this. It's not just random. I had nothing better to do. That is not the reason. There is logic behind this. It's why I'm doing it. It's why I care. That's why I'm trying to make that happen. Right? If that makes any sense. So all we have to do is try your best. If you can, throw $100 in the till. If you can do the big money, if you can do 2 or 3, 4, if you can, that's awesome. You do $100 a month, that's even better if you can. But whatever the case may be, whatever you can give is awesome. So 44,000 gets me behind. It's no worry. Look, to be forwarded, some of you may not know this either. This is data. You can check this out yourself. The last time we ran, the average donation over the course of a year and a half was $85 to $90. 80, wasn't even $100, under 100. That was the norm. I got a lot of people to give me a little money, and that's a good thing. That's why I got so many votes, right? I got a lot of people to give me a little bit, and I also got some people to give me a lot. I had many people, maybe 7 or 8, if not mistaken, who gave me over $10,000. Some gave me 20, 25. Some. Remember, I had some of those matches. If you remember last year, I had a bunch of matches, $10,000 match, $15,000 match. That was big donors who were saying, if you can raise the money, we'll give it. And I must have had 7 or 8 people who gave a bunch of money. I gave myself 10,000. That's how I started, which is why I always say I point my finger at myself before I point at you. So I wrote myself a check for 10 grand last time. And that's how I began asking for money. So I began bleeding off the bat. So my point is, you don't have to give 44,000 times. If you got it, awesome, please give it. I hope you have it. But it's okay. If you can do your bit to match, there'll be a big donor who will put the rest in. That's why we're doing it. So thank you for anything you can put in. I appreciate it. Yes, 100%. Yes. So anyway, yes, I hope that was clear. So, all righty, guys, I want to say thank you so much. I got it ready to go to Bronx. I'll be taking off soon. For those of you who live in New York City, if you want to head to the Bronx, I'll see you there in about an hour. Otherwise, thank you. Please give what you can. Let's hit that number. We got a couple of days to do it. You get a cool hoodie. This does matter. This is the beginning of real change. Join me. I'm bleeding. Bleed.